JBL has responded to bullying allegations. A Hall of Famer turned down a WWE return, and a new Impact Championship has been revealed, so stay tuned. JBL? A bully? Well, I never. But who, which victim are we talking about this morning? Spin the wheel! Is it the Blue Meanie? Oh, we passed it. Is it him soaping up Edge's arse in the shower? It's not. It's Mauro Ranallo. No, I shouldn't joke about this. It's a serious situation. So you may remember back in 2017, JBL made some pretty unsavory comments toward Mauro Ranallo. What exactly went down there, Andrew?
So JBL and Mauro were supposed to do commentary together on this show called Bring It to the Table, I believe. And unfortunately, Mauro couldn't make it. There was a snowstorm that stopped him from making the trip. And they needed to fill some time. So someone backstage said to JBL, look, there's this poll online, #1 announcer. Mauro is the #1 announcer. Can you do something with that? And JBL was like, yes, of course I can. And just went on to slam Mauro and made some really nasty remarks.
Which is mad, because we all know that Funaki is the #1 announcer and always will be. So yeah, he made these comments. They've been brought up again recently because Mauro spoke out about it and said that they had basically really upset him. And this was at the point that he was obviously he suffers bipolar.
Yes.
And it was really, really bad at this time. And Mauro, of course, eventually took a lot of time off WWE, ended up leaving the company also. So JBL on Hannibal TV explained the situation, said that somebody backstage explained the poll, as Andrew mentioned, and that they asked him to do something on that. So he did it, went on the show, and he says, I did a rant on the show about how they're calling Mauro the #1 announcer. I think Mauro took that the wrong way. I hope he now realises that was something that I did that was 100% in character. I saw Mauro a few weeks later. I saw him standing by his car on his phone. I couldn't talk to him, but I shook his hand. I wanted to let him know that there was no ill intent, at least me toward him. I regret the whole situation. So I guess it's good that he's come out and he said that he regretted doing it. But I don't know. It didn't seem very nice on air, and you can blame it on the heel character, but at that time Mauro was really going through it, so sort of I guess pick your moments if you're going to do it with somebody, if you're going to do something in character. I understand why Mauro would be upset by some of the stuff that he said.
Without a doubt, and you know, I guess it's easy to take something JBL says the wrong way because we've heard so many things in the past as well that he's done to people, and he's tried to, some of them he's been like, I'm sorry, some of his have been like, that never happened.
Yeah, so, blurred lines, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It really is, and so... Well, yeah, it's good that at least he's come out and said he regrets the whole thing, and I hope it didn't cause any sort of lasting damage to Mauro, who is an incredible commentator.
#1. Move over Funaki, actually.
All right, yeah, fair play. It's better than JBL. Next up, Hall of Famer turning down a WWE return. We are talking about Bubba Ray Dudley. Speaking on Gerald Briscoe's podcast, he said, Vince has offered me a position in the past. He's told me, when you're ready, I'd love to have you here as a producer. I don't think the job is the same job it used to be when Gerald Briscoe, you, were a producer or an agent. I believe the producers and agents now just carry the marching orders of creative to the boys, and I don't think the boys have as much impact into things these days, which is right.
Yeah, it's
completely spot on. I think Bubba Ray is like a wrestling genius. Genuinely, I think he's one of the smartest people in the biz, which isn't saying a lot because it's full of idiots. But no, he really is. And I remember doing stuff with him in WCPW, and he was a part of the Pachisi Club for a little while.
I remember,
His career highlights. No, he's very, very proud of that. Didn't bring it up in his Hall of Fame speech, which I thought was disrespectful. So I've got heat with him. I'm going to make some pretty unsavoury comments towards Bully Ray. No, but I remember going through like the matches, and we planned out this segment together. Where he was threatening Little Miss Roxy, the wrestler Little Miss Roxy, and he was like, we're going through it, and then he was like, okay, so right, these are the beats, and he was like, right, first of all, I grab her, you say this, but then we just wait, and we wait, and we wait, and then we escalate it, we go to the next step, I get her up for the power bomb, and we wait, and we wait, and it was just like, he was so, obviously I'm a moron when it comes to this stuff, so I'm going to be impressed by anybody who actually knows what they're talking about, but his understanding of like narrative and getting the crowd invested in the short amount of time that we had was just like, it was such a learning experience, and that came from like a 10-minute conversation, but every time that I hear him on an interview, a podcast, whatever. He just gets it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. It just seems, I'd love to see him in WWE. I'd love to see him shake things up a little bit because I really do think he could make a difference. But unfortunately, as I was saying, it looks like people are just getting marching orders and don't really have much of an input anymore.
It's not his job to do that, is it?
Exactly.
And you could bring him in, but if he's just relaying information from the back and doesn't have that much creative input himself, then what's the point?
You're just losing out on genius from that man.
Yeah, he is. I think he's really, really great at what he does. And I'm always sort of excited to see what he'll do next.
Yeah.
Because whatever he does, he brings something really great to the table every single time. Next up, an update on a new WWE TV show. Back in May, WWE and Peacock announcing plans for a new series called WWE Evil. Indeed. It's more Funaki. It's a Funaki news show this morning. They described it as an entertaining psychological expose into the minds of the most diabolical antagonists in WWE history and their impact on mainstream culture. PW Insider following up with a bit of a report here. What do they say, Andrew?
They say that they have learnt the series is currently in production with a number of major WWE stars and personalities sitting down for interviews. We're told that The Undertaker, The Godfather are being interviewed for it as well. And we've got Randy Orton, Bayley, Paul Heyman, Dave Bautista, Hulk Hogan, The Usos, Mick Foley and others that have already taken part in interviews for the project. And there's a strong indication that the series may debut in October, evil spooky season. But no date has been confirmed yet. So that is going to be interesting because their documentaries and their series are always on point. That is something that they do perfectly to a T, and I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really, really big names there, and the Godfather.
And the
it's really cool. There are some of the best heels to ever do it. Like
definitely.
You look at Taker, you look at Orton, and like Heyman as well.
Oh, Heyman will be
heel
so
mouthpieces ever.
Yeah.
So that would be really fascinating. You're totally spot on. The documentaries, they always nail it, and so it'll be interesting to see. Next up, an injured Impact star making his return after nearly a year on the injured list after getting hurt all the way back at Bound for Glory 2020.
Bless him.
Heath is back. Heath Slater returning to Impact, saving Rhino from an attack courtesy of Violent by Design, a group that Rhino, of course, used to be a part of. He attempted to reunite with Rhino, but Rhino said, No, not. He buggered off.
He's gone.
He's gone. So Rhino walked away. So we don't know if they're going to be getting back together. I would suggest so. They're gold together.
Yeah, I think they're just teasing us at this point, aren't they? Because they know we want that, and they're just being like, "You're not getting it just yet."
The timing makes sense, right? The fact that he's gone from Violent by Design, they should get back together.
Yeah, those two together just are perfect. Like it's such a perfect
SmackDown tag champs. Isn't that nuts?
It's just weird to think about.
It really, really is. All the teams going, and it was Heath Slater and Rhino. They deserved it at the time. It was awesome as well.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
No. I'm just happy to see Heath back as well because bless him, he's been out with injuries for such a long time now too. Just when it felt like after he left WWE, he was kind of getting his foot in and starting to get some momentum behind him, and then unfortunately he's out of action, and now he's back. I'm happy to see him back. And hopefully, together with Rhino, getting all the Impact tag. Oh my God! Beat the Good Brothers. Just do it. Beat the Good Brothers. Get the belts back.
People hate the Good Brothers now, don't they? People are so bored of them. I saw this thread on Reddit the other day, and it was just like, I wish they'd just piss off.
All they do on Being the Elite is just wank jokes, and that's it.
Well, that's what I've been doing that for 6 years, Andrew.
Yeah, but you're good at it. You're good at it.
I'm a connoisseur of wank jokes. We are finishing off with a pretty wank name for a new championship, but it's got potential. Yeah. Impact unveiling a new championship on Impact last night, the Digital Media Championship, which is the least sexy name for a title ever. They're going to have to do some pretty hard work to make that one mean something. Yeah. People have been ragging on it, saying that it's a horrible belt and everything. I don't mind the belt. You can see a picture of it there. Nice. I think it's an alright belt. It's just like the name is
a tiny version of the AEW Championship.
Though. Yeah, it's shrunk in the wash. So it will be featured on Impact social media and Impact Plus. It was insinuated in the promo video that it would be an intergender title also.
That's cool.
This is actually quite exciting because this is what the 24/7 title should have been.
That's
right?
a good shout, yeah.
In that it encourages people to sign up to their on-demand service, to subscribe on their YouTube, to engage with the content, etc., etc. And WWE had the perfect opportunity to do that with a 24/7 title, and then it just turned into R-Truth bollocks every single week or whatever. But yeah, they could do something really, really special here and encourage people to get involved with the product. And you never know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
You get a notification at 2 in the morning. Something's happening on the Impact YouTube channel or the on-demand. Yeah, right.
Sit down.
And it's the excitement of never know. It's that unpredictability that we had during the Attitude Era with the hardcore title. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen here with the Impact one. But the name is really it's crap. It's really because you can't. It just sounds. The Club Penguin title, the Habbo Hotel title.
That would be pretty good.
It's just the Digital Media Championship is not. It doesn't sound cool. I would not want to be the Digital Media Champion.
No.
If they just called it even just like the Digital Champion or something like that, that might be better.
Digimon are the champions.
The Digimon Championship. Anyway, the first champion is going to be crowned in a tournament, concluding in a 6-way match at Bound for Glory. We got Zicky Dice versus John Skyler. We got Hernandez versus Crazy Steve. Getting the tournament underway. No other matches announced at the moment. But yeah, you know what? Good luck to him.
Yeah, good luck to him.
Because it's it's a good idea for a championship.
Yes.
Just do it justice because WWE certainly didn't.
Fingers crossed. And I like the idea that it's intergender as well. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone can really get involved. So that makes it more exciting at the same time too.
You never know what's going to happen in Impact Wrestling. You never know what's going to happen on the Cultaholic Wrestling YouTube channel. But what is going to happen is we'll be back in a couple of hours with a new video. So spoilers. All the best. Bye.